everybody, this is Patricia and welcome back to my channel. This is my travel channel, and so today I thought we would talk about one of the hot spots that everybody is starting to want to go and travel to, and I am one of those people. I cannot wait until I can book my own trip to this place, and it is Cuba. Cuba is the hot spot right now. There is a new travel company setting up inside of Cuba. It is Cuba Travel Services, and they are opening on March 31st of this year, 2018. They are actually going to be the first time a US-based travel company will be set up actually in Cuba. They will be on site in Cuba, and it's the first time in 60 years. Yeah, so that is real exciting to me as a travel agent, because that means there will be somebody right there in the country if you need assistance. You won't feel alone if you're outside of you're in that country and you don't know where to turn to. This company, they will be based right inside of Cuba. They're opening one facility. It's going to be near one of the cruise ports, but they also will soon be opening, I think, 5 or 6 more sites on Cuba. So I think that is just so exciting. They can help you, they can help me as a travel agent, help you book hotels, book flights even. A lot of airlines have canceled flying to Cuba, because to actually tour Cuba, to visit Cuba, you have to be there on a people-to-people tour, which means you have to be there to learn about the country and the culture. You can't just go off on your own willy-nilly and just go and bar hop or whatever. You've got to have a reason to go there. And so they will be based in Cuba. They will help you help you get actual flights to Cuba. You do need a visa to travel to Cuba. That is one thing you will need. Visas right now are about $75. So you will need a visa to go to Cuba. A lot of cruise ships are cruising now to Cuba. And with that, they will handle the visa information for you. You still have to pay for the visa, but they do all of the hard stuff. They'll take care of that for you. So that is, I think when I go to Cuba for the first time, I want to do it on a cruise ship. I want to take a little taste of Cuba first before I go and stay in Cuba. Almost all of the cruise lines now, almost all of them, are offering cruises that have a stop, usually in Havana. They are adding more stops. Last year, around 100,000 people went on a cruise to Cuba. This year, the number's going to be over 500,000. Cruise ships are adding more and more cruises every day. I know Norwegian just added a whole bunch of itineraries that include Cuba. Royal Caribbean has a lot, and now Carnival has a lot. Next year, in 2019, Carnival is adding 17 more trips to Cuba. And a lot of these, they are now doing overnights. So the ship will actually stay in port overnight so you can enjoy the nightlife of Cuba. Now, when going to Cuba, I would suggest doing a short excursion from a cruise, and I would suggest booking it through your cruise and not going off on your own because of the government regulations for touring Cuba. I don't think it's legal to go and just take a cruise. I mean, take a short excursion with just anybody. I know it used to be not so long ago, but now things have changed. They were a little better. Now they're a little worse. I'm not wanting to turn anybody off from going to Cuba, because I really want to go to Cuba. But some of the laws have changed a little, and that's where I really think you need someone like me, a travel agent, to keep up with all these laws and regulations and what's going on, because they are changing. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad, back and forth. But I would recommend booking a short excursion through your cruise line. That way you know it's legit, it's legal, and if there's any complications, the cruise ship will not leave you in port. You do not, I repeat, you do not want to get stuck in Cuba by missing your cruise ship. So that's just some information for you there. Another thing is Cuba, when you get off the cruise ship, I don't know how it is if you just fly into the country, because right now it's not easy to get a flight into the country and to get a hotel room. It's the easiest way is on a cruise ship. So I'm just going to go by cruise ship information. When you get off the ship, you will need to exchange your money. You cannot use your cards in Cuba. Last word I heard. This can all change. Everything's subject to change. But Cuba has two forms of currency. One is their regular form of, I think it's peso, and one is their tourist one. Now, you'll want to exchange your American money for Cuban money, and it'll be the tourist version. To shop in Cuba and to eat in Cuba, right now it has to be at a government-sanctioned facility. So you just can't go shop off the street. You can, again, it's illegal. You must purchase from government-run shops and from government-run restaurants if you want to get a drink or to eat. Make sure before you get back on that cruise ship, you exchange what money you have left back into American dollars, or it's not going to be of any use to you. So try to plan out in your head how much you think you will spend when you're in port. And so that's another tip to think about. Traveling to Cuba is not the easiest. It's not like hopping a cruise ship to the Bahamas, to Nassau, or it takes a little more. There's a little more to it, but I think it would be so worth it. I would really love to have seen Cuba back in the 30s and 40s when it was the place where all the elite, all the movie stars and all the wealthy people went to vacation, with all the parties and just all the nightlife. That's what I think of when I think of Cuba. And I really want to go and see for myself. And if you really want to go and see for yourself, please contact me and I will help you set up a trip of a lifetime, a trip of your dreams. And I would research everything for you. That's why I'm here. I'm going to do these videos to research places that you might want to go. It's not somewhere that you just hop on a boat and go. You really have to put some planning into it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.